Okay, good morning, welcome back. Right, front brake caliper rebuild. Now about this time in any country that's temperate, you'll get salt being put on the roads about now, November at the time of recording this. The salt there to prevent it freezing and save many lives, so thank you for that. But one of the byproducts of that is that the salt gets into a liquid state as soon as rain and condensation hits it, and that brine, that salty filth all over the roads, gets all over your bike and corrodes it to death, as you saw with the state of these exhausts. Now that's okay, you can clean it off and you can refurbish anything, but the brakes are a technical problem because they get salt water in them. And when I say in, I mean literally. Every brake caliper has pistons that push the pad against the disc. Those pistons have rubber seals. They have a hydraulic seal and a dust seal to stop the crap getting in. That dust seal is the problem because the brine, the salty water, gets into that dust seal and it gets in behind it. It seeps in behind the dust seals. And the heat generated by using the brakes dries the water away, evaporates it, and what's left behind is salt crystals. Those salt crystals increase and build up in thickness and they force the dust seal out of its little groove and it jams against the piston and stops it retracting. It means your brakes are permanently on, so you get binding. And we all know that, we've all had it, you're all nodding, exactly. Once your brakes start binding, it's terminal. It doesn't get better. It doesn't heal. You can't wash it out. You have to get that caliper apart and clean that salt out in those grooves completely. If necessary, put new seals in. Now, me personally, that's a little 4-pot weedy Nissan caliper. There's nothing much to it. It's not very impressive. It's all Triumph blessed this bike with. It's a big heavy bike. It's a fast bike and I want the brakes working 101%. Especially when they're that weedy. So today, I'm going to rip the caliper apart. Not only am I going to clean it, I'm going to put new pistons and new seals and new pads. I'm going to upgrade to copper sintered pads to give it a bit more of a chance, more friction against the disc. So hopefully making the brakes on this bike work as well as they ever possibly could, if not better, for my safety and whoever's going to own this after me. So today, front brake caliper rebuild. And maybe we'll get started on the rear as well, if we've got time. Let's get stuck in. Right, that's it. That's all the peripheral stuff off. That's the bare casting with the two pistons down inside their cylinders, and they are deep down in there. Now to get them out, there's normally a bit of a bun fight doing that. There's a few methods. There's special tools you can buy, isn't there always? But I've shown you a method in the past using a couple of tiny sockets and a little extension bar and just rotate them out. But look, there is an easier way. There is the easiest way known to man, and that is, if possible, leave the master cylinder connected to the caliper. Leave a full hydraulic lock. Don't disturb it, leave it in place. And now I'm ready. I can just use the brake lever and simply pump them out. Easy, innit? But you knew that. Right, okay, now I think that proves that no matter how nice a caliper looks on the outside, no matter how nice a bike is, once it gets to 20 years old, You don't know if those pistons have ever been out of there, and I imagine they probably haven't, because what flowed out of there was like something from the Danube. It's absolutely horrible. It even smells weird. So to protect myself from this point forward, I'm going to keep my bins on as well, but I'm also going to glove up, because I don't know what that is in there, but it doesn't even smell nice, and brake fluid itself, even when it's fresh, is not great for your skin. So let's get myself some gloves on and get that mess cleaned up. Okay, just a quick word about these kits before I put Humpty back together again. These TRK kits, they're quite expensive, £48, got it from Wemoto, I'll put a link underneath. And in your box that's fancy with a nice foam liner with the pistons all squashed in, that looks fantastic when you open it, it feels very special. 48 quid, quite a lot of money. But it's not really about the posh box, it's about the contents. You get obviously all the rubbers you need, the rubber seals, the dust seals, all the little gaiters and boots that you need for the job. It's a comprehensive kit, everything, even down to a brand new stainless bleed valve and a new stainless banjo. Everything's there, even copper washers, it's there, the lot, fully comprehensive. But what it's about is the pistons. These two pistons are a massive upgrade over the factory ones. This is your factory one and it's corroded around the lip. And yes, you can clean that corrosion off on the polisher, you can get them up mirror finish. But once they've been rusted and corroded, they'll rust and corrode again, probably a year from now. Take a magnet and it sticks. Now that indicates it is stainless steel, but very low grade. The minimum they could get away with. Typical manufacturer's answer. And after 20 years, yeah, they're still there, but they're rusted around the top, and they'll always rust around the top. You can't unrust rust, you can just rub it off. Now, if you take the TRK one, that doesn't touch the magnet at all. Just drops off. No reaction to a magnet. What that tells me is that they're probably marine grade stainless steel, which means they'll never rust. All you'll have to do is keep your calipers clean, and the pistons will last a lifetime. And I think that's a great upgrade. 48 quid. 2 marine grade stainless pistons, a definite upgrade, plus everything else you need. Bargain, really. I think so anyway. Right, there we go. Front caliper, full rebuild and upgraded. Upgraded on two fronts. We've got the TRK pistons in there. They're never going to corrode now. That's absolutely an upgrade. And of course the copper double H sintered brake pads. I love those pads. I've put them in many bikes and they always represent an instant improvement in braking. They give more drag on the disc. The compound of those pads means that there's more physical drag metal to metal against your brake disc. And yes, before you ask the question, it does wear the discs out quicker. But look, wear is irrelevant. Wear is inevitable. It doesn't matter. What's important is the braking efficiency of your motorcycle. And this is a 200+ kilo motorcycle, and that's a 2-piston caliper, and there's only one of them. If you look at the Hayabusa, that's got 12 pistons chomping on 2 discs. This has just 2 on 1 disc. That needs all the help it really can get. So I think that's the best upgrade it's going to get, short of putting a completely different front end on it. I'm very happy with that, and when I rode the bike before, it was okay. You just read the road and you ride accordingly to the bike you're riding. That brake, well, it's as good as it's going to get. It will get a new brake hose because although the original brake hose is a braided steel genuine Triumph one, looking at the slurry that came out of that caliper, there's probably a load of it in that hose as well. So we're going to turf that out and I'll get myself a new hell hose for that on the front as well. I think that's a worthy upgrade. And I've still got to upgrade the rear caliper in the same way and hose for that, and the master cylinders and the slave cylinder, so there's loads still to do. But that's the first one because all these projects are best broken down into a series of mini projects. So today my mini project was making a masterpiece of my front caliper, and I'm very happy with that indeed. So there we are. Thank you for watching. Take it easy, ride safe, and I'll see you next time.